So Royal Caribbean has overbooked a spring break cruise, and they're claiming it is an inventory error. But is it really an inventory error, or is it really all about money? Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, overbooking. Now this is something you see a lot from the airlines. They know they have X number of seats. They know that once they sell X number of seats, the plane is full. Seems pretty easy, seems pretty simple, yet you hear all the time that airlines have overbooked a flight. And while it's not something you hear all the time from cruise lines, they do overbook their cruises occasionally. And this time, it's now Wonder of the Seas, or actually this is the second time it's Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. So the upcoming March 12th sailing of Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas is once again overbooked, and Royal Caribbean is saying it is an inventory error. Now, I could understand being a fairly new ship, maybe they don't have everything in the system correctly. I could get that, except for this is the second time that Wonder of the Seas is overbooked. This has actually happened one time before. Back on December 11th of last year, they overbooked Wonder of the Seas, and they also claimed that it was an inventory error. But I kind of wonder, is it an inventory error, or is this them purposely overbooking the ship, thinking that, final due dates coming up, some people won't make their payments, some have some last minute cancellations, and then we'll still be able to sail the ship with every cabin sold. Now, of course, Royal Caribbean is not going to come out and say that's why they did this. They're not going to come out and say that's why this happened. They're always going to say inventory error, so it doesn't look like they were the bad guys. But it does kind of make you wonder, is it really an inventory error that it happens more than one time on the same exact ship? You have X number of cabins. When you sell X number of cabins, the ship is full. Seems pretty easy and seems pretty simple. Now, Royal Caribbean has put out some offers, a couple of different options for those that are overbooked on the ship, in hopes that some passengers will pick this, they will choose this, and bring it down so the ship is still full, still sailing, but they don't actually have to put any people off of the ship. But I'm not 100% sure that everybody's gonna like the offers that they're being given, because you figure most people book cruises pretty well in advance. Now this is for spring break, which means for families with children, the kids are out of school, they've probably booked this a year or more in advance, taken their time off of work specifically for this vacation. They specifically have booked Wonder of the Seas, the newest, largest cruise ship from Royal Caribbean. So having to move to another ship or having to move to another date probably isn't going to be the best options. But let's see what Royal Caribbean is offering. So the first option is to move your booking from Wonder of the Seas over to Explorer of the Seas. Now, Explorer of the Seas is also sailing on March the 12th, but it is a 6-night cruise instead of a 7-night cruise. But it does come with a full 100% refund from the Wonder of the Seas and $300 of onboard credit to move over to Explorer of the Seas. So you get your money back and $300 of onboard credit. Now that could be a pretty good deal if you want to save some money, and the reason you're not going on this is specifically for Wonder of the Seas. Because while Wonder of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's largest and newest cruise ship, Explorer of the Seas, well, she is a much smaller and older cruise ship built in 2000 and definitely does not have all of the same features, amenities, restaurants, entertainment, and everything on board that you're going to get on Wonder of the Seas. So while you definitely can save some money with a refund and some onboard credit, you're definitely getting a different type of cruising experience going from Wonder of the Seas to the Explorer of the Seas. And if you, like I said, if you booked for Wonder of the Seas, you may not like that option. Your second option is to move your Wonder of the Seas sailing date to another date. However, Royal Caribbean's only giving you 2 dates to choose from: July the 30th or August the 13th. So it's not even spring break. If you're expecting to go in March and you still want to go on Wonder of the Seas and you want to move your sailing, you've got to wait all the way till what, the end of July, beginning of August, in order to even take your cruise. So you get to stay on the same ship, but those particular dates, well, they may not work for families that had specifically taken their vacation in March because it was spring break. Maybe they can't go in July. maybe they can't go in August. So again, not necessarily a really good option for cruisers. Now, the third option, of course, is a full refund. So they are offering a full 100% refund as well as a full 100% future cruise credit, provided you use it by March of 2024. Now, if you don't have to specifically sail in March, it's not a family spring break cruise, this may be the option you may want to look at, because you get all of your money back plus 100% future cruise credit that you can use on a different cruise, even if it's just a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks later, if you don't have to specifically go during that time frame. Now, here's where it can get a little bit interesting, because while right now Royal Caribbean is offering these special deals, or what they're calling, special options to move your booking off of the March 12th sailing, they say you don't have to pick any of these. Nobody has to choose. You can simply ignore this email. However, if enough people do not select these offers and the cruise ship is still overbooked prior to sailing, they say they're simply going to cancel people, provide a 100% refund, but with none of the special offers attached. So no future cruise credits, no option to move your sailing, anything like that. You have to volunteer for one of these options before Royal Caribbean makes the decision for you. And they say that's for the oversold bookings. So that should assume and should mean that, the last couple of people that are overbooked on the cruise would be the ones that are canceled if nobody selects this offer. Now, chances are pretty good for the chance to save some money, get 100% back, 100% future cruise credit, something like that. Someone is bound to take this offer. And of course, that is exactly what the cruise line is counting on. They're counting on somebody taking the offer, thinking this is a really great deal, I want it, I'm going to accept it, so this basically doesn't backfire on them and continue to make them look bad for overbooking a cruise. Because they can claim inventory error all they want. But I still find it really hard to believe that you have X number of cabins, you have sold X number of cabins. That means you stop selling cabins until somebody actually cancels their cabin, and then you can do, a last minute sale, something to get that particular cabin sold. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is actually an inventory error, just an honest mistake from Royal Caribbean? They didn't mean to do it and they're just trying to solve it? Or do you think this is something similar to what you see airlines do? They purposely overbook the cruise, hoping there was enough cancellations, that way they would sail with every cabin sold. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right, and that's going to be our cruise news video for today. If you have enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.